What's going on this morning? Real Estate Live. How you doing today? Did you have an opportunity to dig into the information from yesterday where we discussed target audience and setting your real estate goals? I did see the questions last night. And one of the biggest questions you had from yesterday, one was what MLS classes should you take? Now, keep in mind, I'm a member of the Chicago Association of Realtors. We have one of, I would say, the absolute best third party tools. With that being said, Info Sparks would be one. And then I would also say Remind. Remind is a predictive analytics tool. I think it is geared towards the listing agent. And so what Carrie stated to me is that next week she's willing to come over and share some additional tidbits on helping you define your target audience. Okay, so she said that she's going to come and give you more training even next week. So we're going to keep this going because we definitely want you to be the absolute best you can be for the third and fourth quarter of this year. If you have any questions, please feel free to type your questions in. We're going to do PowerPoint, everything that we did yesterday. So if you go back over to Unit 1, it's going to be on the top left-hand side. It will say Social Selling Challenge. PowerPoint is over there. Resources, PDF fillables are over there. The video replays is over there. And I made a mistake, guys. I'm going to have to give you 8 days of training and not 7 days of training. This Thursday, I want you to invite your friends and your office to the Real Estate Live group if they're in real estate, because I'm going to do an updated Instagram training on Thursday. So we're going to have a break in our schedule on Thursday, which means I have to add an additional day to our training to give you 7 full days of training. So I look at it as a break, right? Let you get those first 3 days, digest that. We're going to do Instagram right here, updated Instagram training. I am not doing it outside of this group. I am only doing it in this group. And so if you are available, definitely be here. Usually I turn my phone off. I don't know what happened this morning, did not occur. So guys, we are definitely going to get started with our screen share. And information. I have people hopping into the group right now who want to become members. No, you can't become a member now. You had to catch me later on because we have trading going on this morning. So today we're going to kick it off with day 2. And I don't know if you've noticed this, but the first slide is always someone who actually purchased the book. If you purchased the book, definitely tag me. I will give a shout out to you. So if you purchased the book, make sure you post a copy of the book. Heck, actually today, why don't you post a copy of the book? Not only are we doing the social selling challenge, I'm also doing a dance off on my personal page. I want to see if you can dance better than me. And the person who for the next 23 days can dance better than me, that means you got to dance every single day. I am giving $50 on my 50th birthday too. So no one has posted dance videos of them. It seems that everybody has dance videos of me. But I got a bunch of challenges going on this month because I can't be on the road for my 50th birthday. My intentions this year was to celebrate 50 people turning 50. That has not occurred. And so now I plan on celebrating everybody as much as humanly possible over the next couple of days. So I do want you to have your journals out if you have them. If not, go over to Unit 1. You can download a bonus sample that is PDF fillable, so you do not have to print it out. Whatever device you're on, you can actually fill it. Mobile device, tablet, iPad, or computer, okay? So let's pull this out, and we can just start with day 1, because remember, it's going to be a 66-day challenge. Today, we're going to get started with what is our routine going to look like. What does this morning routine look like? Well, let me say this. Get people to sign up for an appointment through a calendar app. The simple act of people clicking on a time slot in a calendar makes them 7 times more likely that they will show up and show up on time. things like Calendly, which is what I actually have. So remember, my life changed Friday, March the 13th. One of the things that was on my to-do list was to set up all of my calendar appointments, not for me to go back and forth in email, but for people to look at a time on my calendar and schedule what is convenient for them. What I will tell you is I definitely have more people who show up now that they schedule the appointment as opposed to me scheduling the appointment. What I love about this tool is the fact that it integrates with Zoom. So it automatically sends them their own private Zoom link for our meeting, and then it talks to my Google Calendar and books them. So the 4 appointments that I set up are real estate event planning, a speaker event, a 60-minute consultation or webinar, and then a social selling made simple podcast recording. I'm thinking about adding one more because I've recruited more agents recently, so maybe that onboarding agent training meeting. But there's so many, and you can use this tool for free, but you want to take the time now to get everything set up. What I am clear about, my competition isn't doing what I'm doing, so that when second quarter 2021 hits and it's time to get back out on the road, I plan on running to the road faster than anyone else and having more resources to provide because I'm leveraging that time now. But I just want to go back. This is actually in the social selling journal. 7 times more likely that they will show up. Try one of these tools for free. And here's a bonus. Here's a little tidbit that most people don't know. In Instagram, if you have the Instagram business account, you can actually link to your calendar inside of Instagram. So if you have an Instagram business account, you can link to a third-party site. So people essentially can schedule an appointment with you inside of Instagram. I used to have my account set up to go to, it still is set up to go to Eventbrite. So as I'm telling you this, I just had a mental reminder, Marky, go change the link over on Instagram, because now I can do a call to action, click on schedule appointment to set up an appointment with me anytime you are making a post on Instagram. Now that was bomb. That wasn't even part of the training today. That right there was bomb, right? And then if you want additional resources, make sure that you are subscribed to the Social Selling Made Simple podcast. It's everywhere: Apple, iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, SoundCloud, you name it. So this was someone sent this to me. They were attending a conference and it just resonated with me. The rules of an unstoppable agent. You have to have an obsession, right? What are you obsessed about? You have to have unstoppable psychology, unstoppable morning routine. That's what we're going to focus on today. Unstoppable action, unstoppable integrity, unstoppable influence, unstoppable levels of faith. One thing that my mother taught me is that I must always have the faith of a mustard seed. And I'm looking around because I actually went to purchase mustard seeds and I have them in a Ziploc bag. My husband talked about me because I think I made him spend 87 cents and he brought me a little Ziploc bag from Whole Foods. And he was like, if all you needed was one mustard seed to demonstrate what it was that you were going to talk about, I could have picked that up off the floor. I'm like, look, that's no integrity, right? And so today we're going to talk about number 3, having that unstoppable morning routine. And as we look at our journals on every single day, it asks you, what is your morning routine? What does that look like? And oftentimes we need to prepare that the day before. So before you lay down at night, you need to be clear about what it is that you need to do the next morning. There's a book called The Miracle Morning. However, I am going to give you 66 days of this. It's week 1, week 2. I break it down. I think it's 9 weeks. And so every single day you can have a checklist. You need to have silence. Got to calm your brain, right? You have to have your affirmations. I do have an affirmation app that I use. It is called Prompter. The affirmation app that I use is called Prompter. Actually, let me come back out of this app so that I can probably lift it up and show it to you. It is called Prompter. Prompter, Prompter, where you get your daily affirmation. So let me just tell you what they would be for today. My goals are crystal clear. I am an effective decision maker. I am thorough. I weigh all the facts well. I am filled with drive and determination. I am filled with tremendous gusto for life. I am turned on, turned in, and turned up. I am energized perfectly at all levels. All that I want to experience and accomplish is now well defined. I am incredibly strong at every level. I am healthy, wealthy, wise, and loving. I radiate magical presence to everyone. So what the Prompter app makes you do, it actually makes you write down your affirmations every single day. You have to take a photo of them, and it's treated like gamification for you to win badges. So you want to set time aside to do your affirmations. I use the Prompter app for my affirmations. You got to have lead generation on your calendar. You have to. So the rule of thumb is, if you want to earn a six-figure income, you must add 2,880 contacts to your customer relationship management system if your average price point is $250,000. I'm pretty sure some of you have heard me say that before, and I say it all the time. With that being said, I believe that you should have 1 hour, okay, of lead generation separate from your morning routine on your calendar. The reason is, once again, because I personally add roughly 4,800 contacts to my customer relationship management system annually from my lead generation efforts that cost me no money. That is why I am so consistent with using social media and technology. You need to have exercise. Some of you know that last year I was almost immobile. I suffer from vein disease. It's hereditary, so I've had it probably my whole life. But it makes your legs heavy. They feel weighted, and so you really can't walk. I've had 100 sclerotherapy injections to my legs in the past year. It took about till maybe 10 weeks ago that I could just feel the weight lifted. I went through treatment for a year, but the weight just lifted. So I can do things today that I could not do last year. I would not go out because I would need to save my energy just to walk for work. And a lot of people at work didn't know this, but every ounce of energy I had in me, right, I was exhausting it at work. One of my last trips, 2019, back in November, I ordered a private car. I had a wheelchair waiting for me at the airport because I knew after the NAR conference, doing 11 events over a short period of time, that once I hit that last event, I was going to be exhausted. And I generally shut down. I can be exhausted, but I don't shut down until after work. Something's psychological. But baby, I was so exhausted. So you got to get your exercise in. And then you need to go over your scripts. Now, scripts aren't the same scripts from 20 years ago when we were cold calling. I don't cold call. Think about your scripts as emails. Think about your scripts as text messages. So when people hire me, and actually, you know what I'm going to do? I am not going to stop sharing my screen. But what I am going to do, because I want you to kind of see when I say scripts, what I'm saying today, as opposed to what it used to look like. I'm very organized, okay? So in my life, I have my speaker folder. My speaker folder is inside of my 2020 calendar year. So I set these same set of folders up for every single year, and then I pull them off of my calendar. So inside of my speaker folder, and let me make this bigger. What you will see is I have, where is it? Initial, I think is what it's going to be called. So I have a initial inquiry response letter that I send. I have a once I'm hired letter I send, and then I have a aftercare letter. Does it say aftercare that I send? So let's click on this aftercare letter. This aftercare letter, one, I'm asking them to give me a recommendation on LinkedIn. I'm sending them an evaluation, and I'm giving them additional resources. I copy and paste this. Now I can copy and paste this in a text or an email. So your scripts, whether you're rehearsing them or not, because you don't have to say them, you still want to have that language. What do you want to say and do repeatedly, time and time again? So just in my speaker folder, just when I'm talking to education directors, I have everything in that one folder to communicate effectively with anyone who is looking to hire me. I want to make sure that I always have everything that I need in order to do my job. Now I got to go back and find my PowerPoint that I just put down. Oh, I know I didn't close out of my dang on PowerPoint. Even this challenge, social selling made simple. I have it in here inside of the challenge. I have the challenge training. I have each day broken down for your training. All of this it's just, I don't know if I want to call myself being anal. It's just being organized to me. What questions do you have before we move forward just on having this morning routine? Silence, affirmation, lead generation, exercising, and scripts. And I did read the Miracle Morning, so I love that book. This is the second book that I think has truly changed my life. Getting myself a morning routine really did change my life. How about I wrote them, forget I wrote them, LOL, dang, thanks for the reminder. Yeah, so we writing these affirmations down, and I just put them on a sheet of paper and I take a photo of them, okay? So I'm doing this every single morning, but I'm gonna show you in a minute why I'm doing it, okay? You use Prompter, Francine. I love Prompter. I see Trudy's on here. I know that Trudy uses Prompter as well. What CRM tool do you recommend? So CRM tools are not one size fits all. There's a website called reti.us. I'm going to write it down so I can come back and type it in for you, where they have interviewed all of the different CRM company owners. And they came up with a tool to ask you a few questions so that they can make recommendations to you based on your utilization. So reti.us, I'm going to assume it's on the first page, but it's basically their CRM generator recommendation for you. What do I use? Currently, I'm using MailChimp, but keep in mind that MailChimp is an email marketing tool that happens to have a customer relationship management system built into it. My goal a couple of years ago, I was using Infusionsoft, I was using BombBomb, and Infusionsoft is very expensive. But every time I would use this sucker, I would need to pay a consultant to help me. And I'm like, oh, that's not budget. My budget does not allow for that. And so I said, you know what? I need to find a tool, one tool, and figure out how to master that tool as opposed to having all these tools. So I got rid of the BombBomb email. I got rid of the Infusionsoft. My cost is substantially less, probably about, I'm paying 20 cents on the dollar now. So I reduced my cost by 80%. And inside of MailChimp, email marketing, customer relationship management, and landing pages. And it's a season tool that makes a lot of updates. So I'm enjoying it right now. So a CRM, a lot of people spend a lot of money, but they don't use it. Your CRM is only as good as you use it. And when I came into the business, I had an Excel spreadsheet. That's all that I had. That was my CRM. And I would say that is the way that you definitely can start now. Okay. So how did I come up with silence, affirmation, lead generation, exercising, and script? It was after I read the Miracle Morning. They do have the Miracle Morning for real estate. And so you want to have that morning routine, but I was not a morning person. And you hear people say that all the time. I will tell you that my morning schedule in regards to the time that I wake up has altered over the past 5 years, okay? It has altered over the past 5 years. The best morning routine recipe, and this would be an example, cute little infographic that I found. Write your to-do list the night before. Prepare to be productive in the morning. So like for me, it's always making sure I have a bottle of water sitting next to the nightstand. Water does the body good, okay? You need to read. And actually, they're stating that we read the equivalent of one book per day because of all of the content we're reading via social media. Get you some exercise in. Doesn't mean that you have to run a marathon. I do not agree with the get up early. What I will say is you should get up in enough time to facilitate your morning routine. And that might not be the same time for everyone. I'm going to use Sheena Baker in this example. Sheena Baker does a lot of evening networking. She goes out a lot in the evening. I don't necessarily think that she should get up early because she's out networking face to face several evenings per week. I don't know what she's doing during the coronavirus. However, this is what she was doing prior to that. So for her to get up early, it would definitely impact what I would consider to be her lead generation, which is her going out in the evening. But you do want to get up in enough time to facilitate your schedule. And I'm going to elaborate on that a little bit more. And then get a good night's sleep. I sleep hard. I fell asleep on the fireworks the other night. My adult age son, Skylar, maybe 2 weeks ago, he did not come home one Saturday night. He had got a hotel room. He had told me they would get in a hotel room, but I didn't know that meant he wasn't coming home. Yeah, I know. Duh. I realized he didn't come home until the next morning. He's talking about all the fun he had at the hotel room. So I am the mother who would never know what time anyone comes home because I sleep through it. I had no idea that dude did not come home and he didn't call. So I told him, hey, you're going to stay here. You got to call. But I'm cool with him being grown and not coming home. I just didn't know because that's how hard I sleep, just so you'll know. So the very first thing you want to go back to is yesterday. What is your goal? So that's why this is not going to be one size fits all or that you have to get up early. You got to set a goal. And the reason for having goals is so that you can earn more money. The more defined my goals become, not only do I earn more money, I earn it with fewer headaches. Okay. When I read the book, The One Thing, and my favorite quote out of that book is be like a postage stamp, stick to one thing until you get there. The reason I read that book, it was 2012. I let everybody know my money was funny, my energy was zapped, and I did not have enough time to date my husband. But when I read The One Thing, and not only did I have a business plan, I became more focused and I wanted to dominate a niche. It changed my life financially. My level of happiness increased substantially. So without goals, you're not going to earn the most amount of money per hour working the fewest hours possible because you can't even strategize. It's not even important enough to you to write it down. So the goal to me is always to earn the most amount of money per hour working the fewest hours possible with the fewest headaches. I don't have headaches in my life. I don't deal with problematic folks. I've cut off friends. I've cut off family members. I don't have time for nonsense. I don't do problems, okay? I concentrate on solutions, not on the problem. So I'm always asking them, so how are we going to resolve that issue? Well, what's the solution to our problem? Because what we're not going to do is have these headaches. And I think I might have shared probably one of the worst feelings that I have experienced as a person is being overwhelmed, being anxious. I don't like the feeling at all. That's why I'm always going back to my calendar. And do I mess up? Yep, I messed up on an appointment last week. Shouldn't have taken an appointment on Friday. I was so disconnected. I'm ready to kick it. It's the 4th of July weekend. I really wasn't going to kick it, but I was ready to relax on my deck. Totally forgot about the appointment. I should not have worked that day. That was my fault. I made up for the appointment yesterday, but I forgot about the appointment that was on my calendar on Friday. If we do not have a goal, I tell everybody, you don't have an exit strategy. All right. Now, when you look at this, I tell them it's as bad, right? Not having goals, not having a plan of action. It's like dying a cold, lonely death from seasonal associative disorder in the city of Chicago. And I have suffered from seasonal associative disorder. I put some things in my life. I take my vitamins. I have a heat lamp now, right? But I have a routine. And it was one winter, I took a flu shot. I took a pneumonia vaccination, and this was my butt all winter. I could not even get myself together. But I just mentioned something about having an exit strategy, and I need to show you something. I did an event for Andy Burton from Real Producers Magazine. And on his panel, I told them the day that I was going to retire, which is 9/25/2033. How do I know this? I have an exit strategy, guys. 9/25/2033. You know what this is? This is the day that my husband will retire as a locomotive engineer from Union Pacific Railroad. Why is that my retirement date? Because the railroad has a spousal funded pension plan. And here's the thing, I don't have to even stay with Stephen. I could leave him today. I am already vested. I will get my spousal funded pension plan from Union Pacific Railroad on 9/25/2033. And so I got my exit strategy. I had a backup plan. All right. Marriage is, baby, it's work. Okay. I didn't put my time in. I tell everybody all I got to do is live. Oh, I got to live and I can't get remarried. So that just means I would have to have a boo. No, I'm joking. I'm going to get my money and I want to get Steven's money. So you'll still see me with him on 9/25/2033. So you want to have this, you got to have the plan. We did all of the target audience yesterday. You want to set up a morning routine. If you have learned anything today, I want you to go and potentially give this 5 stars. The book, you bought the book. I want you to go and give the book ratings, guys. Yes, but I'm not done yet. So let me kind of sum this up for you. This is Austin. Austin is my youngest son. He used to attend a school called Beasley. If you're from Chicago, you know about Beasley. Beasley is probably a C+ school. Well, I was not a morning person. I am the mother who was turning on 2 wheels late every single day to drop Austin off at school. But here's what's kind of funny. I didn't drop Austin off at the front door of school because I was always running late. I befriended the lady at the back door who would bring in the kids off of the buses. So the buses, if the buses were late, they would still let the kids in because it wasn't the children's fault. So because my son was late, I realized that I could shuffle him through the back door where the buses would come because I befriended the little lady at the back door. Yeah, but see, you know what? Them young parents don't know that. It take an older parent to know that. So when I think about Austin, I was not a morning person. I'm just coming back to make sure that everything is still streaming great. I was not a morning person. And when he went to Beasley, they started school at 9 o'clock and I was late. Well, Austin had the opportunity to attend a new school, Mark Sheridan. Mark Sheridan is, I call people, it's a diamond in the rough. It's a top ranking school, but it's a small little school over in Bridgeport. It is probably one of the most diverse schools in the city of Chicago, like 25, 25, 25, 25 on the percentages. And the fewest percentage is African American, 17% actually. And so Mark Sheridan starts at 7:30 a.m. So at first I'm like, well, 7:30, heck, I can't get this boy to school at 9 o'clock. My son is not late for school. I made my mind up. He can't have the oldest mama in the classroom and be late for school. That just don't look right, right? Austin has had to be on his bus as early as 6:30 a.m. I adjusted my clock to get up at 5:15 a.m. Well, this year, Austin turned 13. Austin doesn't need me as much in the morning. And so I was not getting up at 5:15. I set my clock to 6 a.m. because I don't have to go tell him to get up. He come and tapping me on the shoulder. Ma, time to get up. Okay. So he would take his shower. He would then come tap me. I would have enough time and then put him on the bus 6:45, 6:50, whatever time the bus pickup time was. Well, now that we've been quarantined, why does anybody need to get up at 5:15 or at 6 a.m.? I now get up at 7 a.m. Okay. So I'm not going to tell anybody to get up early. What I will tell you is this is my why. I will tell you that that child changed my morning routine. And I was the person consistently preaching, I'm not a morning person. Well, when your child can go from a C+ school to a school, right? And I don't have to pay tuition, and time is money. I better go get my butt up and make sure he on the bus on time. Okay. And here's what's important. So I can go right back around the corner and go to bed if I so desire. So you have to think about the overall value to you. He changed my morning routine. I didn't change it. He actually changed it. And I refuse to be the oldest parent who's late. Like, I just didn't think that's setting a good example for the younger parents. And so now this child is always on time. And he's a morning person. He's still getting up before everybody in the house because his calendar changed. His schedule changed when he started attending Mark Sheridan. So I want everybody to do something for me right now. I want you to put up your right hand and I want you to repeat after me, but you got to say your own name. So I, Marky Lemons, am committed to excelling in the world of real estate. Real estate affords me unlimited earning potential while controlling my own schedule. You are committed, okay, to changing. Change is the only constant, but you got to know who you're changing for. You got to have a morning routine. That is how top producers produce, okay? They are laser beamed focused with a business plan. So I want you to get ready, get set, and we are going to go, okay? Time is a limited commodity, more valuable than money. Time. We can go. We know how, well, first of all, we don't know how much money exists, but I do know they've printed trillions of dollars in the last couple of months, right? We didn't know the government could give up this much money, right? So we understand that money is funny, but we can't go and get none of this time back, all right? Who knows? We might get a couple of more checks. I've gotten all type of grants. I didn't even know none of this money existed. I've gotten scholarships, free education. Oh, we're going to talk about that. Not today. I got all these, every free resource that I've used to pivot my business. I am going to share them with you from the comfort of this home. EIDL, PPP. So many acronyms I don't even know. I'm like, wow, where did all this money come from all of a sudden? So what I'm clear about is time is more valuable than money. This is what my calendar looks like at any given time, even here, working from home because I have to do webinars. What I want you to start saying to yourself, because people will tell you all the time, and it ugs my nerves. Oh, you're so busy. This is what I tell everybody. I am not busy. I'm booked. My schedule is filled with money-making opportunities. Don't let people make you feel bad because you have a calendar that you live by. I'm not busy. I'm booked. My calendar is filled with money-making opportunities, and I live by my calendar. My husband, my children, my family already know you got to be on the calendar. And it's nothing wrong with that. We're entrepreneurs. And oftentimes we're operating in a world of people who aren't entrepreneurs, which means they're going to get a guaranteed check either every week, every 14 days, or once a month. We can't live the same life that they live. We don't have an automatic check that's going to be deposited. Therefore, we need to have a target audience and we need to have a morning routine in order to live our best possible life. So I don't care if you have a blank sheet of paper. I want you to start writing down what is your life going to look like, okay? Lead generation in the world of real estate must be on your calendar every single day. Must be. It's the number one thing you have to have on your calendar. But you also need to have things that are important to you, like family time. I sit out on my deck every single night. I get my hair cut generally every 2 weeks. I go and get a pedicure and a manicure every 2 weeks. I go see the esthetician once a month. Those are important to me. I put them on my calendar, just like I put the lead generation on my calendar. And if you like coffee, take your coffee break. When I get done today, I'm going downstairs and get my coffee. If we do not implement these changes, your inability to implement sustainable practices will leave your butt dangling out of dryer. All right. And you do not want to be her. What questions do you have? I appreciate you. This is just day 2, guys. So remember, we got about 7 days. I heard that, Sybil. Most definitely, you are booked. You're not busy because they make you feel bad. Oh yeah, and here's the tongue. You so busy. No, I'm not busy because to me, busy sounds like busy work. Wiping off the table is busy work. No, I was getting ready to say have fun. No, I got work to do. I am booked with money making opportunities. So remember, this is day 2. If you haven't had a chance, subscribe to Social Selling Made Simple podcast. Thursday, we're taking a break because we're going to do the updated Instagram training on Thursday. So this challenge is 7 days long. It will not end on Monday. It will end next Tuesday because Thursday at the same time, we're going to do an updated Instagram training, which will likely run longer than an hour. Just let you know that right now. Invite your team members to come on over here and join us in the challenge. Once we're done today, I will go and make sure that I drop or add these to the folder. So at the top left-hand side, you will see units. The social selling challenge is unit 1, and the video replay will be available for you. I thank you and I appreciate you for being here today. If you have any questions, please make sure that you type those questions in as I look forward to us growing through this challenge. Talk to you guys soon.